Tessa here, and today I wanted to share a quick change that I made on my twin flame journey that really shifted things for me. So on the twin flame journey, I know that we spend a lot of time kind of thinking and feeling and trying to process what's going on, and I feel that every time I have those moments, I actually have more insight and more deeper, I guess, symbolism behind why things happened, a different understanding even. And recently I was thinking about the start of my twin flame journey. So when I started the journey and I started to know more about it, I felt so grateful. I felt really blessed. I felt really lucky. And those feelings were quite a surprise because I was actually at a really, really bad place in my life at the time. So at that time, I had been, I guess, at the end of trying in a relationship that wasn't working for me. I was doing everything, but I was severely depressed, and I felt like I was dying inside, to be honest. It was not a good place to be in. And when the twin flame journey began, it was kind of like this reward. And now when I was sitting here and thinking about it, I wanted to remember why I had that reward of that journey beginning. How did it happen? And as we know, on the twin flame journey, not everyone gets to go on this journey. Not everyone has the opportunity or the blessing to meet their twin flame here. And it's something that is truly a reward. Not saying this from a superiority basis, which is what a lot of people might think it is. If you're on the journey, or if you're open to a spiritual path, you know that a twin flame journey is only one of the pathways to your spiritual ascension. And it just comes with a different set of lessons and contracts that we have signed up to learn in this lifetime. So when my journey began, I was actually in a relationship that was really not serving me. I was in a place where I was really being undervalued. My boundaries were so weak. I was just not happy. I was giving and I was losing myself, to be honest. I was giving all my energy away, and I don't know where I would be if I stayed there today. And what happened just before my twin flame journey began was I actually surrendered. But at the time, I had no idea what surrender was. I had no idea until my twin flame journey began. But when I think about it, what I actually went through was a surrender. I surrendered to the situation. I stopped fighting it. Even more than that, I had actually given it my unconditional love and acceptance. I was actually at peace with the situation. And I remember, having my conversation with God, or praying as I used to, and saying, I'm not going to fight this anymore. Dear God, I fully accept this, and I will give it my best, and I will never complain. This is it. And I actually truly genuinely felt that way, and I wasn't just saying that, I wasn't like fooling God or anything. I actually really meant that. And at that time, I had no idea that a spiritual term for that would be surrender or acceptance or unconditional love, but that's what I was actually giving to that situation. And excuse me, just as I had gone through that, boom, my twin flame journey began. And it has never been the same since. My life has never been the same since. I have never been the same since, but I've become more of myself, which is a different kind of never been the same. We have events that make us change, but they aren't always for the best. I can tell you that on the twin flame journey, I've had so many changes, but they've all been for the best, even when they didn't look that way at the time. So coming back to the change that I've made on my journey that has shifted everything for me, I used to always say that I met my twin flame. That's what I used to say. My journey began when I met my twin flame. And the reason why I don't say that anymore is because I feel that when I say that and when I think that, I'm always making it about the person that I met, and I'm not actually making it about myself and my own journey, which is what this truly is. So the twin flame journey is a pathway on our spiritual ascension. It just has a different set of lessons, different contract, and a different reward, right? And when I used to say that, I used to focus so much on the person, on the other person, and what they're learning and what they're doing, and like, oh, we need to do this journey together because we met each other, and so excuse me again, we obviously need to do this together. And that really distorted what I was doing. It really distorted my energy, because if I thought about that, the situation I was in before was me giving my energy to another person. So when you are on the twin flame journey and we're repeating the same, I guess, like blockages, it's not going to go very well, because that's something that we are meant to learn on our spiritual journey, is to overcome the things that were not helping us. We're not raising us up. We're not raising our vibration on our spiritual journey. So that was one really big change that I made, was I stopped calling it when I met my twin flame. It's not about meeting someone. It's not about the other person. What I started saying was when my twin flame journey began. And that shifted everything for me, because it helped me to focus on the journey. It helped me to focus on the point that this is one of the journeys onto the most amazing spiritual path you ever have in your lifetime. And the other reason why I started saying when my journey began is because, as we know, not a lot, but some of us don't often meet our true twin flame on that journey. It might be triggered by another person, it might be triggered by someone who's very similar, and we just don't know. And being caught up on the wrong person can have absolutely detrimental effects. And I had all the signs telling me that, this was not the person, but I refused to listen, because then if I didn't meet my twin flame, I felt that maybe the journey wasn't real. And it absolutely was. It's just that my perception of it was getting in the way. The way I was thinking of it was getting in the way. So when I stopped focusing on the person that I had met and started focusing on the journey, it really helped me shift my perception of it, and really helped me shift the way I was acting towards it, the way that I was behaving, and what it was actually absorbing for myself and my soul. And the point and one of the lessons of this journey is that if your person, or the person that you believe is your true twin flame, is your true twin flame, that can never be taken away from you. That bond is eternal. It can never be severed. It can never disappear. So there is no harm, there is no loss in focusing on yourself, on focusing on the journey, because that is truly what is going to help you come into a physical union with your true twin flame, or with someone who does help you on your best journey. Because even with a twin flame, we have free will. And I know not a lot of people love to hear that, but we have free will. Just as free will is given to us, free will is given to our counterpart as well. And we can't rush those things. So that was one small change that I made, was calling it my twin flame journey when my twin flame journey began, versus when I met my twin flame, and trying to rely on that to be the basis of my journey. Really helped me. It really helped me focus on the truth of this journey. And so I hope that it helps you. I'm wishing you well wherever you are. I'm sending you love, prayers, and keep the faith on, keep the trust. Take care, guys.